What up, though? Hey, y'all see what that say? That's the motivation. Execution. That's a noun. Stop talking and put in the work. I had just seen it in my camera. I wanted to give y'all a little bit of motivation. Put in the work. Stop all that talking. So when we first moved to Georgia, I had to be around about 10 or 11.
I ain't gonna lie, ain't execution a verb? Right? Cause it's like an action. I ain't know execution was a noun. Cause a noun describes shit. This could be the Memphis education system at its finest. You know what I'm saying? I could be just bombing and shit, but I thought execution was a damn verb. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also high as fuck.
So maybe when I was like 12 or 13, I run across this dude I'm gonna call Kevin. Kevin was an older guy. When I was 12 or 13, Kevin had to be every bit of 35, 36. And all of the younger people, in Atlanta, Kevin used to kind of put money in their pockets to, help him participate in a lot of, criminalistic activities. And a lot of these people, parents, used to agree to it because people was down bad, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I had Kevin around my folks before, and like, I sat here and watched this man explain to my guardians on the illegalness he need me to do, me and my brother, and that he would give us $400 a piece. But what we had to do to assist him would probably bring him back $5,000, $10,000 a piece. But back then, what he was getting wasn't a factor. What was a factor was we getting some good money. We young, we could help out at the house, buy some groceries, whatever, still have a couple dollars in our pocket. So one day Kevin, and of course Kevin ain't his real name, but one day Kevin wanted to get into the music business, and he got a studio in one of his trap houses. He had several trap houses. He got a studio in one of them. We all used to go over there rapping and stuff. And I went and recorded a song one day. I still remember. It was like I'm trying to get a record deal. Put my mama house on the hill. The world versus C-Bill. I be dreaming so big for real. Right now I'm trying to get a couple mil off me a record deal. Trying to get a big spot to chill. Buy a couple houses, put it on a couple hills. Living a broke life ain't no joke. Minimum wage pay is a no-no. When you see your mama struggling, your daddy ain't around, you'll understand everything I'm saying now. 4 big brothers, 2 little ones. When you gotta struggle, it's far from fun. Teach and not to play with a gun. Got no kids, but they both my sons. I'm trying to get a record deal. So I was probably 13, 14, recorded that. Bro, I was so hyped up and geeked up. That man was telling me the song so hard, how I'm going to cater to the younger crowd, how I'm going to be the one that help us make it. I'm going to be the one that blow us up with this music.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. As a nigga, bro, like in any type of hood environment, bro, and you do get into rap, bro, I ain't gonna lie, everybody done had that, like, nigga, the one nigga around that was older and he heard your shit. I don't know if the nigga just instantly became like Birdman in his head and he would just start thinking about all the ways he could make money off your ass. But like, on me, niggas be selling niggas like the meanest rap dreams. I think that's why so many people got rap dreams and hoop dreams and shit. Cause it's always an older nigga in the corner, bro, just piping shit up, gas and shit. And I guess that's what you need. But a lot of shit is just like blowing fucking smoking ass.
He just really had me going for real with that whole, music thing. Every time I come around, he be playing, he'd play it up loud all the time. And one day he thought I left, but I had to take a leak so bad I couldn't even get back in the house. I was standing like outside. I was getting ready to walk through the cut to go back home, but I couldn't hold it, bro. So I just started peeing on the side of the house. It was dark, bro. It was like 12 o'clock at night. And he was in the kitchen. The kitchen window was open, and I heard him talking on the phone with somebody. And he was in there screaming, dying, laughing. I didn't know what was so funny. And I heard that nigga say, bruh, did you hear the shit? Lil' bruh be coming through recording this bullshit, talking about something. I'm trying to get a record deal. Put my mama house on the hill. He said, man, that fucking song is so lame and so garbage, bruh. He said, bruh, the whole time that nigga was recording, I was biting my tongue trying not to laugh. I was tempted to kick his ass out my house. He said, but you know that young nigga handle business, so I'm going to rock with him, but boy.
That fucked up. That's what I'm saying, bro. Niggas be in your ear piping your ass up telling you could be the next motherfucking Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Whole time, as soon as you leave the crib, nigga never playing your music. He shitting on your ass. He talking down on your ass. That's insane. Now, in his situation, he was using his ass for some, like, illegal shit, but, bro, niggas do this shit on every day. And they ain't trying to fucking get your ass to do some little dirt for them. Like, bro, niggas is fake. Niggas ain't shit. Oh, God. You know how fucked, you know how shit, like, that's horrible, bruh. That's like the kid that sucks at basketball and his parents paying for all these little camps and training sessions for him to go to. And then the kid overhear his parents like, oh, man, motherfucker's ass. You know what I'm saying? That shit have hurt a nigga.
Every time that nigga asks to record again, I'm going to make up an excuse, man. That trash ass song. And bro, I just felt so betrayed. My feelings was hurt. I was like, I ain't fucking with Kevin, bro. I left and never talked to that nigga again a day in my life. A few of my partners would reach out to me who used to, do work with him too. And they'd be like, hey, bro, Kevin said, what's up? Where the hell you been at? You been MIA? What the hell going on? I changed my number on them niggas' ass. I don't even want to talk to y'all no more. We gonna fast forward. This gotta be about late 2020. Possibly late 2020, maybe early 21. At this time, I am 26 or 27, one of the two, in prison. Been in here for years, since I was 19. Keep in mind, I hadn't talked to Kevin in about 6 years after I got locked. After I left his house that night, I hadn't talked to him. By this point, it had been like 6 years had went by. No, it was 6 years went by from, me being 13 up until I turned 19. And then I had to be every bit of, when this happened, when this situation occurred, like I just said, I had to be every bit of 26 going on 27. So shit, I probably hadn't talked to Kevin altogether, shit, probably every bit of 13, 14 years. But I still thought about him from time to time, you know what I'm saying? But he just was so lame for that, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, I ain't fucking with this nigga no more. So I got a roommate that lives in the same area that I lived in. We used to talk, chop it up. Remember this person, remember that person, remember that person? And then he was just talking one day because he was getting ready to go home. He had went home in like a week. He did like 3 years. He was like, yeah, man, I gotta goddamn get back out there. He said, I'm probably gonna get back on this music. He said, I don't know, man, I might just go to trapping. Fuck that. So I was like, bro, try to find a better way if you can. If you can control it, try to find a better way, bro. Don't just jump straight back out on that bullshit. That's how we end up right back in here, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, man, if it wasn't for this dumbass nigga Kevin, man, I wouldn't even be in here, man. I said, who that is, your co-defendant? Keep in mind, I'm 26, 27. I don't remember this nigga, man. He say, man, hell no, it's this old ass nigga gonna croak over and clock out any day now. He said, but this nigga, man, you don't know Kevin? I just thought about it. I ain't never asked him about you. I say, Kevin, he an old nigga? He like, yeah. I said, what the hell Kevin be doing? I slick had forgot about this man. He said, man, that man be trapping, that nigga be robbing, he be sending all the young niggas on missions to rob. He be sending young niggas to hit the train. He be sending young niggas to hit the stores, getting the jewelry, he be sending young niggas in the malls to get the designer. He be doing a little bit of everything. When he said that, I knew exactly what he was talking about. I said, how the hell you said you wouldn't have been locked up if it wasn't for Kevin? He said, bro, I kept telling that nigga, like, bro, just let me lock in on this studio, bro. You know I ain't got no money to pay for it for real, but just fuck with me. You know a nigga got potential. He used to always tell me how hard my music was. Man, just let me lock in on the studio. Just give me hella time, bro. Let me blow us up. He was like, that nigga would never fuck with me, bro. Then the nigga told me when I got out, when I took the charge and I called a nigga from the county jail, he said, bro, all these years I've been gone, that man answered the phone for me one time. That was in the county jail. And the only reason he answered, because he didn't know who it was calling him. He said, man, that man told me, I got you. You feel me? I'm going to hold you down. He said, bro, I done did these years. This man ain't sent me a penny. This man won't answer the phone. He said, I still got the nigga number. He said, bro, that man don't answer the phone or nothing. He said, I'm really slick thinking about whacking his old ass and robbing him. Cause shit, right before I got locked up, telling you, bro, this on God, I seen like 60 bowl man house. And it was straight za. He was like, so shit, I'm really slick. Think about taking his ass down and running off with everything with his scary, paranoid ass. Every time, every 2 minutes, that man looking around on some scary shit, talking about he know niggas snitching, he know the feds watching him, all kind of shit. He said, I'm gonna take his old ass down.
Bruh, if you move in real talk, because I used to, dibbling and shit, you hear me? But if I'm being so 100, bro, most niggas that trap and really sell dope ain't making bread for real. Most niggas is selling like, I promise to God, like your average plug in your little weak ass city is probably selling, if he got a decent clientele, 5 pounds a month. And that ain't no fucking money for real. So like, this Kevin nigga got 60 to 90 fucking bows, 90 fucking pounds of dope. This nigga's having. But the thing about moving that much dope, you in so fucking deep. Like, it would damn near be impossible for the police not to know who you is. Either the police gonna know who you is, or niggas gonna know who you is. That's on God. Either the police gonna know who you is, a nigga's gonna know who you is. It's no way you moving that much, you having that much motion, and don't nobody know who you like. That shit is like, unless you just like, it's very rare situations in which I just seen plugs just be like moving so like under the radar. But bruh, no cap, if you really having 90 pounds, 90 balls in your shit, bruh, and you ain't just sitting on this shit, which I wouldn't imagine a nigga having 90 balls and just sitting on this shit. Like, you gotta either be robbing or you actually like getting fronted that shit or you buying that shit. But like, regardless, that's some different shit. Like, at that point, your shit is a business. My nigga, you making more than doctors. Like, that's crazy. 90 balls, bro, that shit dangerous. I wouldn't even want a nigga to know I got 90 balls on me. I couldn't go to sleep.
I say, listen, folks. If you take them down, come on, bro, you risking coming back here for the rest of your life. It ain't like it's a smaller charge where if you do come back, you know it's gonna be for something small or something petty. You're really talking about catching a life sentence in prison because somebody ain't rock with you the way you wanted them to. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hell nah, man, don't do no shit like that. He was like, man, that nigga got to come on with something, bro, real shit. I ain't fucking with that nigga. And I know he just stupid up like that, but it just be the fact you be lying and playing with a nigga. That shit be blowing me. You know, I kind of get off the subject, but I don't stop thinking about the nigga. Shit really was a traumatic flashback when he told me what he told me about Kevin telling him about how hard his music is. Man, I couldn't stop thinking about that, bro. I'm like, damn, Kevin lame ass. He did me like that. I told bro, I said, bro, that nigga did me like that. He like, you lying. I said, I swear, bro. So I told him my story. So he like, you sure it's the same Kevin? I said, yes. He said, live on such and such area. I said, yes. He said, what color the house is? I said, green. Nigga got a gold plate around his teeth right here. He said, yep, damn sure is. That Kevin for sure. That Kevin for sure. I said, yeah, I know. I said, bro, that nigga crushed my dreams when I was a kid, bro. I heard him saying some lying shit. He was like, man, fuck, I'm taking that nigga down for me and you. I say, nah, you can't do it that way, bro. You know, if you gonna do it.
The fuck wrong with you, nigga? Don't just go catch a body for a nigga. What the hell wrong with you, nigga? Do that shit for you, bitch ass nigga. The fuck? Repent today.
It's a certain way you got to do it. Don't do it that way. Bro, I'm thinking about this nigga Kevin every day. And I was on the bullshit, bro. I was thinking of a smart way that bro can basically ain't gonna run off on Kevin. And that just be that. But a way he ain't gonna end up coming right back in here, you know what I'm saying? The night before that nigga went home, he couldn't sleep. He was pacing back and forth in the cell. He was so excited. I say, listen, folks. He said, what's up? I said, play it cool with Kevin when you get out. I might got a plan. I said, just play it cool. Play it cool. I might got a plan. He said, all right, bet. So he get out. I give him time, you know what I'm saying? He had my number and stuff. So he texted me that night. He said, what's up, fool? I said, ain't nothing going. He said, shit, I'm about to pull up on that boy Kevin now. You want me to say something about you? You want me? I said, no, don't say nothing about me. Don't mention me. Don't say 2 words about me. He said, all right, bet. So he hit me like 1 that morning. He caught me at a good time because I really was finna take my ass to sleep. So he said, bro. I said, what's up? He said, I don't know what the hell done happened since I've been gone. I said, why you say that? He said, bro, this nigga super paranoid, bro. He was like, he been paranoid. But now this man is extremely paranoid. He was like, he done slowed down with, sending niggas on them licks. Because he say niggas be snitching. He said, bro, but this man got like 200 balls here. And bragging, showing it off. I said, he ain't throw you none of it. Man, that nigga gave me a half a zip. I said, well, shit, that's still cool. It's still something.
Man, that shit petty as hell. That shit petty as hell. You really fuck with a nigga, bro? You know I got 200 balls in the crib, bro. You gave me half a zip, nigga. You gave me 14 grams. You do not fuck with me. That's like some personal use shit. I'm trying to really make some shit shake. You fronted niggas like 5 of them bitches. Let me make, you know what I'm saying? Let me do something. Nigga, your ass gave me some shit to smoke on, bitch ass.
Like, yeah, but come on, man. Nigga done put in so much work for you, and you gonna give me half of 1 ounce? I said, man. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That nigga could have threw you like a bag or 2 or something. You know what I'm saying? He like, that's the whole point I'm making, bro. So I was like, he still got the studio shit going on? He said, yeah, but it's at another location. It ain't at his exact crib. He was like, I asked the nigga last night, let me get in the studio. He kind of laughed and brushed it off. He said, I instantly went to think about your ass. I said, yeah, it's all good. I said, let me just double down on my thoughts. Let me just think about it, just to make sure I ain't tripping about my plan. Since you say, buddy, so paranoid like that, let me get with you tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you to play. So he was like, all right, bet. Call him tomorrow. Got on video chat on Facebook Messenger. I said, ain't nobody around you, is it? He said, nah. I say, listen, folks. 9 times out of 10, you not gonna like this idea. He said, oh, shit. I say, listen, I'm telling you, it's a finesse, though. It ain't nothing to, got to knock nobody. It ain't nothing, nobody got to get hurt. But it's a way we could come up real quick. Like I said, I know I was on the bullshit. I didn't give a damn. So he was like, all right, what's up? I said, bro, listen, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go get some type of headphones and a piece of tape. Or you're going to have to go get like a portable microphone, something, and a clamp or a piece of tape or something. And you're going to have to put that shit on the inside of your jacket or on your actual skin and hit it with the tape. I say, then, while I'm talking, he like, oh, hell no, I don't know where this finna go. I say, just hear me out, just hear me out. I say, then, I'm going to be calling you sometime, and I'm going to be asking you, like, you ain't around nobody, can't nobody hear you or nothing, is it? You just got to play it off like, nah, hell nah. I'm acting like I'm 12, though. I'm acting like I'm on his top. You're going to have to lie to him and tell him that, because, the charges bro got, to get 2-3 years, he caught a pretty decent deal. Oh, hell no, I just heard something. I said, you're going to have to tell bro that you're going to have to tell him on some shit like, bruh, I know you're going to be disappointed in me or whatever, but what the fuck is that? You gonna have to tell that nigga, I know you gonna be a little disappointed in me, but, bruh, when I went down, you feel me, folk offered me 20 years, bruh. I couldn't do that shit. So they wanted some information on a nigga. And they told me they'd give me a slap on the wrist just so the streets will see, you know, that I did get locked up. So won't nobody question me. I got to work for this detective for 2 years after I get out. And then they say I'm good. Bro, when I got out, he texted my mama and told her to tell me to come see him. So when I went and saw the nigga, bro, that nigga got you all on his radar, bro. He got you all on his radar. And, you know, I guess the streets been talking or whatever, but shit, the nigga, feel me, wanted me to come around you and get some information on you so he could run down on you. He said, man, hell no, man, that nigga gonna get me killed, man, that nigga gonna. I said, no, he not. He said, man, what nigga ain't gonna? I say, listen, bro, the man already paranoid. That's number one. He's already paranoid. That's number one. Number two, put yourself in these shoes. You've been doing doing what this man do for a lot of years. A lot of years. You're an old man now. And somebody brings some information like this across your desk. Bro, the thought of hurting you or doing something to you would be the stupidest thing you can do, especially if you telling him, you feel me, like, these folks is listening to me, they land on you, they just want me to green light if you got something in here. So he was like, so how the fuck I'm gonna tell him all this shit and I got the fake wire on, acting like I'm wearing a wire? I said, bro, you gotta write it down, pen and paper, before you even get there, before you even leave the house. You gotta write it down. When you push up on them, immediately, the second you see them, but you got to make sure y'all on there by yourself or something. The second you see them, hurry up, like be pointing at it with urgency, like. And then when he get to reading it, nigga, lift up your shirt and then show him the wire on you. You know what I'm saying? So at that moment, it's a few things that apply. It's trust, because now he know he can trust you. Because if you was on some funny business, you would have just popped his top. That's number one. Number two, he's going to want to keep you closer because he's going to want to know everything that's going on. And then you got to hit him with, damn, and they calling me right now. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, ever since the nigga tried me, like I was going to be this big rapper. Shit, I've been wanting some get back too. So, I'm going to call you. I'm going to hit you with my bullshit. I'm going to ask you, you feel me? Then you could purposely say something like, bro, you got some crack, you got some powder, whatever you say. After he read that, of course, his answer is going to be no. And then when I call you, you could put it on speaker. You know what I'm saying? Let him hear. He like, bro, but you know the nigga, he gonna know your voice. I said, folks, I'm 26, 27 years old right now. That nigga ain't heard my voice since I was 13. I promise you he don't know my voice. All right, bro, fuck it. He said, fuck it, let's run it.
Game of Thrones King's Road is now available on both PC and mobile with Google Play.
Bruh, no cap. I gotta pause this bitch real quick. No cap, bruh. This shit is crazy how cold this nigga is at telling stories. I ain't gonna lie to you. If this nigga had like an animator or something that could like animate these motherfucking stories into like I don't know. This shit got me locked in than a bitch.
He drove past his house one day. He said there was an extra car out there. He drove past again one day. It was just Kevin's car out there by itself. So how I'm gonna let you know when to call? I said, bro, from the moment I hear your car door close, I'm gonna give it a full 4 minutes, and then I'm gonna call. Just make small talk, push that letter on him. The second you walk through the door, start making small talk, all that type of stuff. So he was like, all right, bet. So he said, all right, I see bro through the window, like walking up to the door. He was already looking at the car. So I said, all right, bet. I wait like 3 minutes and some change, and I call. Bro acting nervous and shit. He like, hello. I was like, hey, such and such. I said his real legal last name. I said, hey, such and such. What you up to, man? You busy? He was like, nah. I said, this Detective Wyatt, badge number 1642. He said, yeah, I know who you is, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He played it off real as shit. I felt like we was in a movie. I said, hey, nobody can hear me, right? He said, no. I said, where's Bennett? I don't think his last name was Bennett. I just made up a name. I said, where's Bennett? He said, he just stepped to the back to use the bathroom. But he really put me on speaker. Bro listening to me. So I was like, you see anything in there? Drugs, weapons, anything? I prefer any of those hard drugs instead of weed. I mean, I can still bust them on weed, but I want one of those hard drugs. I heard he got the methamphetamines and the heroin and the opioids and all of that shit. He was like, no, not yet. I don't see nothing. He said, just give me a minute. I'm about to see. And I said, and if he had fucking guns, that's even better. I tell you what, if you help me put that bitch away, man, this will be the last thing I do with you. We won't even have to go 2 years. If you help me put that bastard Bennett away, because he's been such a disaster to this community, man, this will be the last case you ever got to work with me. And then he was like, all right, man. And then I was getting ready to say something else, and then he was like, but hell yeah, bro, I'll call you back later on. I'm gonna see what's going on. And then I just hung up the phone real quick. So that let me know he was just playing it off like, bro, Kevin coming out the bathroom right now. Now I was slick a little nervous, I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, damn, I hope the nigga Kevin ain't no crash out. I hope he don't feel like shit. I done got old, fuck it, ain't no worth, ain't no point in do something stupid. But I'd say probably about 10 minutes later, my phone was ringing. It was from bro. I said, hello? Just shit, I don't know who this is on the phone. So he started laughing. He said, what you dummy? Fuck, boy. I said, what the hell happened? He said, bro, that nigga so motherfucking spooked, boy. He said, man, that nigga wrote back on the paper, was like, are you serious? And then I told him, like, yeah. He said, man, that nigga went to sweating. He started pacing back and forth. When he was listening to the conversation, he said, man, I'm watching sweat drop off this nigga head. That nigga was nervous and fuck, boy. I said, what he said when the phone hung up, like, did you ask him about some shit? He said, yeah. I asked him if he had some crack. He said, no. I had showed him the wire. He was like, I asked that nigga if he had some meth. He said, no. I asked him if he had the weed. He said, no. But he wrote down on the paper and told me shit, start coming back fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? He was like, don't just goddamn, you feel me? Come back, fuck with me. He was like, you want to get in the studio, whatever, fuck with me. So he said, he was like, all right, whatever the case is. So he said he had to go do something for his mama or something because he had his mama car. So he left. So that nigga hit me back, bro. Like, literally like an hour later. He was like, hey, bro, you think this some funny shit? I said, what's up? He said, man, that nigga Kevin just called me. I said, what he said? He said, man, just come pull up, come fuck with him early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Just come kick it with him early in the morning. And I was just like, shit, I bet. I was like, I don't think it's no funny shit. I'm telling you, I think he's trying to implement, keep my enemies close. You know what I'm saying? Keep my enemies closer. He's trying to double down on every phone call. Because now he slick, feel like he got a little leverage on the police on some shit like, yeah, y'all think y'all gonna pop my top, but this nigga telling me everything. So he probably just don't want to have you too much alone with too much time to think. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, hell yeah, that makes sense. He said, bro, if this shit work, man, I'm wiping that fuck nigga down. I'm taking every single item out that house. I said, yeah, fuck Kevin. That's what you're supposed to do. And like I said, that's when I was on my bullshit. I'm not on none of that type of shit now. So the very next morning, he hit me when he was on the way over there. He told me he was like 3-4 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? He was pulling up on him. So I stayed on the phone until he got there. He was like, all right, bro, I'm finna go in. He was like, shit, you gonna do the same thing, whatever? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wait like 10 minutes this time. You just kick it. Y'all talk about bullshit, sports, the weather, whatever the case. But he took his file with him too. He like, just in case Kevin was funny shit, I'm gonna pop his old ass. So I'm like, yeah, you know, you always secure yourself. That man got over there and he was over there for about 10 minutes. I was doing something. I think I was making something to eat. I was a little late. I was supposed to been called him. And bro, that nigga texted me and said, he's super nervous. Call now.
I'm trying to think, what would I do, honestly, if I had, like, if you had that much invested into, like, some dope, but you felt as if the feds was finna, like, arrest you any day now, would you be honestly willing to just let go of all your shit for a loss? For the sake of not getting caught? Or would you just thug that shit out? Because that's a lot of money, like, in weed. That's, like, a lot of money. Like, part of, I don't, I like the dumb nigga in me, like they gonna have to come get me. Oh God. But like, if I really felt like if this was, yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what I would do in this situation.
So when he said he's super nervous, call now, I'm like, oh, this finna be perfect. I called ASAP. Bruh answered. It took a few seconds before he said hello, and I knew that probably was Kevin walking closer to the phone. That probably was him putting the phone on speaker, you know what I'm saying? So he said, hello? I said, hey, such and such. I said, this is Wyatt, 1642. He said, yeah, bro, okay. And I said, hey, listen, man, change your fucking plans. My overhead, they're tired of playing with this asshole. They're tired of fucking around. You don't see anything in there. Is there anything in there right now that if I send my squad in there, we can collect as evidence? And then he said, nah, I don't see nothing. And then I said, well, fuck it, it's a green light. I'm sending 30 units there in the next 3 minutes. I said, get out of there right now. I don't give a fuck what type of excuse you got to come up with. Get out of that house right now. In the next 3 minutes, it's going to be 30 fucking officers there. We're finna get this bastard for something. And then I hung up the phone. Man, that nigga called my phone maybe 40 seconds later. I said, why? You still in there, motherfucker? He said, bruh. I said, what's up? He said, bruh, this motherfucker took off running, grabbed his keys, took off running. Nigga, while you was still talking. When he heard what he heard, he was like, so shit, when that nigga started running, I started running too, like I'm running out. He was like, by the time I made it halfway to the car, that nigga was out the driveway down the street already. I said, so what you doing now? He said, nigga, garbage bag full, nigga. Nigga, I'm on the way to the car with my first load. I said, all them bowls still in there? He said, yes. I said, you lying like a motherfucker. He said, well, I swear to God, I'm gonna call you back. I said, no, bro, no. He said, what you mean? I said, stay on the phone. He said, CB, I can't hold the phone and do this. I said, put it in your pocket or something. Nigga, I need to hear something. You feel me? If anything, you know, I need to know how to assist you. Who, you feel me? I might need a real detective Wyatt call. Bro, there's no cap. When that man got back to where he was going and he placed everything out and we got on the video chat, all bullshit aside, bro, I think that nigga had like 80 pounds of Al Green, weapons, pistols and automatic sticks, rifles, whatever y'all want to call them. It probably was like 9 different straps. Man, that man had so much coke, so much meth. Man, the nigga had like 6 laptops. It was just all kind of stuff. He cleared Kevin ass out. And then he said later on, like a couple days later, somebody told him Kevin had moved to California. And I guess so-called himself being a PIMP, talking about he ain't trapping no more. He just got a big old flock of females and he running some big, I guess like a brothel type of deal. That shit crazy, bro. A couple days later, they said one of the girls killed Kevin. They say one of the girls killed him about something, whatever. I don't know if he was whooping her feet or I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, shit. But he called me. He was like, damn, bro, I kind of feel bad. I was like, what's up? He was like, bro, they say somebody in Cali, one of them females that he so-called himself PIMP-ing, say that one of them girl whacked. I said, no. He said, yeah, bro, the obituary floating around online and everything. I said, damn, that's fucked up. But, you know, shit, I don't know, man. But I know bro sold everything at discount prices. He sold everything super, super cheap. And me and him busted down the middle. But I think that's one of the times in my life where I probably got a big lump sum at one time. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of money, bro. I was in prison when that came through. But I was just balling. I was just doing all kind of stuff. I'm paying bills for people. I had a lot of money then, bro. But you know, I guess that's just like, you know, I always do the right thing, bro. But at the same time, it's like, you know, just try to handle people right, bro. You know what I'm saying? You never want to make a living out of wrong. Like, you got to always be ain't nobody perfect, bro. But I think you should always strive for better. You know what I'm saying? That's why a certain lifestyle.
Yeah, bro. With that being said, man, shout out Bill Fees. That was a super engaging fucking video, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. This motherfucker Bill Fees, he need a motherfucking Oscar on God. He needs to start animating these bitches, bro. Turn these hoes up. Because that shit be having me locked in, I swear to God. I appreciate all the love and support a motherfucker get. Like, comment, subscribe. Give me some other ideas. Ratchet down below in the comments. How y'all feel about this video? Was this shit crazy than a bitch or not? Let me know down below. Forward with me.